Hello, everybody, and welcome to this meeting. Welcome to this presentation. Thank you for taking the time to being present for our yearly assessment for one-way AC and heating yearly assessment. I know that right now we have to do this presentation remotely. I know that we are all busy. I know that we have things going on, but I want to take this time to thank you for being here with us. It's our owner, our CEO, Mr. Manuel Donald. Um, Also, myself, Christian. I am the operations manager and business partner of the company. We have in this meeting our subcontractors, Mr. Steve, Mr. Ralph, and we also have our admin team, which is composed by Miss Lara Perez and Maria Contreras. Sorry. So thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time again for be to be in this meeting, this yearly assessment. So for this presentation, I wanted to do something different. I know that again, this is a remote setup, but I'm gonna try to do it as as valuable as possible, right? So we're going to be touching specific areas of the company. We're gonna be assessing things that we can do better. How did this past year went for us? How can we better things within the team as technicians as a admin team? So the scope for this presentation or this meeting is going to be assessing or an assessment, sorry, focus on team communication. We're going to be talking about our diversity as a team. We're going to be talking about conflict management, how we handled that part in different situations in the company, and how the organizational culture is working and things that we can do better. I'll be recommending some things that we could do better as a team. And the objective of this is not to criticize or bring judgment onto things that we've done as a company, but it's more to highlight what we're doing well and where improvements can be made, so that we can grow stronger, so that we can grow better as a team. So yeah, this is what this meeting is going to be about. So again, thank you for your time, and let's begin. All right, so let's jump into the subject of diversity. Let's assess the diversity of the team, of our team. So we are predominantly Latino, Hispanic, right? So we share a lot of things together. We share culture, language, um, and I think one of our strongest points or one of our strengths as a team is that we share faith values. We treat each other with respect, and there are some generational differences, right? We vary in age and or in ages and in traditions, and I think we respect. This is funny but not funny, but we respect each other so much in this team that sometimes we hold back from giving each other feedback. And I can bring an example this past year. And Steve, I'm sorry, I'm going to put you in the in the spotlight, but it's something good, right? It's something that I noticed that we saw in the field. But let's just bring it as an example. So I remember when you started, Steve, and we had noticed, you and me went together to a service call or to assess a repair that one of our senior technicians had done. And remember that you noticed something, and you told me that moment, Christian, this is not right. I think this person did something wrong here. And because you respect that person, and he's a senior technician, and you had just started the job, um, you kind of stay quiet and avoid, because you might have seen yourself as disrespectful. But I think, again, we respect each other so much that we don't want anybody to feel bad about us, or start thinking some kind of way. But I think that, um, you know let's create that space. If I can give one recommendation, is let's create that space to to give each other feedback without being afraid, being respectful, again with the same respect that we treat each other each day. Let's create that space for feedback within each other, right? And I had done some research. In each of the slides you will see quotes from books or research articles that I have included. So here, Kratz 2024 points out that when small businesses embrace diversity, they tend to perform better. So, for even if you're a senior technician or if you're new, I think the creating a space where we can give feedback and embrace that that we think different sometimes, that we can see things that um maybe I can see things differently than somebody else can, or maybe that somebody can see something different from me, whether it's in the field or working at the office. Let's create that space for us to be, to embrace each other's constructive feedback and create that space. All right, so let's now talk about improving our internal communication, how we communicate in the field, how we communicate in the office. I think most of our communication issues are have happened in the field, um, and we have this system called Jobber. I know that you guys are all familiar with it. So one of the things that I saw this past year is that Jobber is in use, but sometimes is override or overridden to utilize text messages. Right? We have several internal communication systems like Microsoft Teams. We have Jobber for us in the field, and we have our text messages with personal phone numbers or work phone numbers for some. And sometimes verbal instructions override what is in the system, and that's an issue that I am trying to get a hold of, and see how I can train you guys better into using Jobber as our solely and the only communication system for us in the field. um, I think I'm going to create a training to clarify update Jobber responsibilities, so that we can use it daily. And one of our challenges this past year with uh, overriding Jobber is that we missed taking we missed taking a part to a customer, and I believe it was a filter. So we had a tech or a technician that received verbal instructions, but there was other instructions in Jobber, and we missed taking something that the customer needed. And one of the things that I've learned about this through this, again, research, says that Nelson and Quick emphasize that teams perform better with one consistent system, and I think Jobber should be that system for us. I think the many features that this system has for to help us in the field, it can create that space for us where we can learn how to use this system and make it ours to communicate only on this system. If we're in the office, then we'll use Microsoft Teams if we need office support, and use text as the last resort if the system is down or something like that. That matter, right? But let's the internal communication, let's use the system that we have in place. That'll help us better to we know what to do, where to go. And I think we can create trainings, and we can, if needed be, right, if you guys have any doubt, for those who are new, we can create training for how to use Jobber and how to communicate better through our internal systems. All right, moving on to healthy conflict resolution. So one of the things that um, I love about this team is that we respect each other so much, but at the same time, we are afraid of facing conflict, because we think that we're gonna be hurt by it, or something's gonna happen, somebody's gonna stop talking to somebody or something like that, right? That's what we think about when we think about the word conflict. So I believe that there's many ways of reaching an agreement, but we have to be able to create a space where we can talk about it, and I think that's something that we're lacking as a company. Um, so one of the things that one of the challenges I encountered was that there were in the tool room. This tool room was not being maintained, but nobody addressed it directly to either Mr. Manuel or myself, because I think that we, you know, as a team, we didn't want to maybe snitch on somebody or say, you know what, this person did this, and look at that the tool room is because this person's fault. But I think we need to create a space where we can talk about these things, have monthly meetings, 20-minute monthly meetings that we can have, monthly check-ins recommended, that we can have a time to speak about these things and say, hey, this is going on in this area and we need to get better at it. As Gallo 2024 explains, that healthy teams create a space to talk early and respectfully. So the key word there is early. So whenever you see something that is building up, we need to be able to create a space to talk about it and to respectfully handle conflict. So culture and change management. If there's something that I admire about this team is that we have a strong culture. We have, faith in God, faith in each other that we can do things better. We can trust each other. We have loyalty to each other, to the company, and we provide service and we service each other, or we serve each other in this company. Um, but changes, I know changes can scare us out. This year, we didn't have many changes, but one big change that we did have as a company was that we, especially in the field, is that we introduced a new install checklist, and some of our technicians skipped this checklist, not because they didn't want to do it, but because of routine. We were so used to doing installs in a certain way, and when we changed that, when we started to introduce this checklist, it was skipped. And I think one of the things that I would like to say is that, as I have here in the slide, culture must evolve to support performance. So we have to be able to change things out as they evolve, to be able to to keep up with sometimes new systems, new refrigerants, stuff like that, new materials, things like that. We have to be able to change the way we do things to support that performance, to support the new things that are coming, right? So again, one of the challenges this past year was that new checklist was skipped due to a habit. And I have here that Dong 2023 says cultures that adapt while holding on to their core values grow stronger in the long run. So it's not that we want to implement changes because we want to control things. It's just that we want to grow, and that's why we implement changes. So again, I know changes can scare us out, but we must evolve and we must grow as a company. All right, key recommendations. We're almost done here. So key recommendations is, based on what I've seen, based on what we have covered in this meeting, I recommend three steps. So first, for technicians, jobbers should be reinforced as our central job system. With we have to set up clear expectations of who's gonna do what, who's gonna dispatch, who's gonna um, put the note right in the job in the system. So we have to have clear expectations of who's gonna do what. But jobber will be should be reinforced as our central job systems. Second, we need to add monthly team check-ins to talk through any concerns that we have, questions, any ideas. I think creating that space monthly will allow us to communicate better and to to know what's going on with everybody, and see what recommendations we have for what we've seen in the field. And then I think the third one is to build a basic training and delegation process. So I think somebody mentioned one time that some of the training plans that we had in place felt unnecessary, but I think that giving structure and training helps new technicians that are, that we might be hiring soon, um, so that it helps them grow faster, and it frees some of our experienced or senior technicians to focus on more complex work in the field. So I think that having a training plan in place, at least for the new technicians, will help out a lot. um, Tratnik, here, and as the research that I did, says from Human First explains that structured collaboration leads to stronger team decision making and innovation, especially when supported by clear systems. So having clear systems, having collaboration as a team and the things that we do daily, it creates a stronger team, and it helps us leaders make decisions, when when we collaborate each other. All right, we have come to the conclusion of this assessment, this yearly assessment meeting. And before I leave, I wanted to share something with you guys, and that is that I hope you understand that everybody in this room, everybody in this meeting has leadership skills. Everybody has a leader in them. And I want you guys to understand that this company is not just about heating or cooling or ventilation. It's not just about HVAC. It's about how we live our values through what we do. Uh, in the Bible, Ephesians 4:15 says, "Speak the truth in love." That means addressing things directly, which is one of the things that we talked about here, right? As we communicate with each other, it says address things directly, but with care and with the right heart. That it serves, for us internally, for the customer as well. And leadership is not about direction only or telling people what to do, or it's also about stewardship. It's about taking care of what we have, um, taking care of what we do. So how we build our systems, how we take care of the things that we have in the company. And Nelson and Quick said, emphasized that value based leadership only works when our structure matches what we believe. This is what I hope we continue to build on as a company. Again, everybody in this room has leadership skills and is a leader, and everybody, it's a steward of something. So let's, whatever we have in this company, what we have going on, it's great. Let's continue to respect each other. Let's continue to work hard, and let's continue to serve God through what we do. All right, Professor, thank you for allowing me to present or to do this presentation. It was a little bit hard for me, uh, but I thank you for, because it's helping me grow. So I hope this is within the standards of what you're requiring. And again, thank you so much for this awesome class, and for the awesome feedback that you left throughout the discussions and the assignments. It really helped me a lot and really encouraged me a lot to participate in class. So thank you so much, Professor, and I hope you have a great one. Again, thank you.